On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, it is already the Saber Wars 2 rerun. It's already happening. It's going. It's going now. And also, 9 more billion banners. Actually, are there like 9 banners? I should go count how many banners there actually are. I just said 9 off the top of my head. Anyway, hi, I'm one of your hosts. I am Space Ghost Omega. With me, as always, Coast to Coast Lucky.
Hey, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka Space Westerns. And while we here at Studio Omega like to bring you the latest Netgeo-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events, both the JP and EA version of the game, so anyone not want to spoil this should really beware of YouTube and Twitter.
Yes, it still do be like that a little bit.
Yeah. It's like now that, Lost Belt 7's been out for a while and people have had time to, to compile and edit things, those videos probably be popping up with a little bit of fury.
Not to mention that I suspect that people are probably getting a little desperate. You may have noticed that our on this show segment was pretty short, y'all at home. It's because there's not really a lot going on, and that's certainly interesting. I'm sure we'll be talking about it. But first, I'd like to remind you this episode is brought to you by our lovely patrons such as Harp, Architect 10, Punxo G, Carlos, Dragon, Ferris, Philly Cyber, Jeremy Vasquez, Just the Jonathan Sandoval, Legendary Boss Hunter, Regent Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Sharvor, Shun Pryor, some guy named Bob, Siren 23, and Varen the Crow. If you like what we do, I want to see us do all, consider supporting us on Patreon. It really helps us out. I think I said see us do all, not see us do well. Whatever. If you want us to see us do literally everything, we need a lot more Patreon support, but that is the way to go about it. But yes, thank you for your support, y'all.
Thank you.
And I guess we'll just keep cruising on. If nothing else, because our pro tip this week actually comes with a little bit of discussion, a little bit of backstory if you haven't been paying attention. But that does mean it's time to check on every favorite Kohai. Mash.
Senpai! 起きてください.
Because it's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai reserved for pro tips. So, if you did not know, the returning master bonus was bugged. Some of you might not have noticed this if you've been, not checking up with your logins after New Year's and stuff like that. But it was bugged. Everybody was receiving it. I think we talked about this a little on the live stream show we had last week. We managed to pad it out for 4 hours to actually get to daily reset.
Yeah.
So, it's a good time. And if you want a lot of content from us, you should go check that episode out. Again, I'm not going to telegraph too much. I'd love for you to watch all of this episode. It's going to be easy. There's not going to be a lot of this episode. We'll do our best. But it's a quiet news week down here. But the bug is interesting. They brought it up. They actually mentioned it, in one of their ongoing issues. They're like, hey, we don't know the cause of this bug, whatever. Go on with this. And after maintenance to launch the Saber Wars 2 rerun, they updated this announcement. They said that they did figure out the bug, and they could close it, but they decided not to. Basically, as an apology for all of this going on, they've decided to let everybody continue to get the returning master bonus, and letting you know to redeem and use these items freely. I'm not sure if they would have said this anyway, but prior to their official statement on this part, there were faked images and claims going around the internet that you should not claim the items from this bonus, because we were technically not supposed to get them, or at least not everybody was supposed to get them, only people who hadn't logged in a while.
Shame on you, by the way.
Yes. There was some false flagging out there. It's terrible to see people just spreading no good rumors for no reason. There's really nothing to be gained by this other than you make other people feel paranoid about their accounts, which I'm sure lots of people do anyway. But yeah, so I don't know, like I said, if Lysenko would have done this update specifically saying you are free to redeem and use these items however you like, if this hadn't been going on around the internet, or they would have done that anyway. But yes, there is an official thing. If you check the news area, go to issues, there's an update. It says that you can, in fact, freely redeem these items and use them. This is basically what I kind of expected would always happen if it took them a while to fix this one, which it did. It apparently took them a little while to run down the bug or the missing variable or whatever it was. In that, usually when you have something like this happen where, like, everybody is getting rewards they're not supposed to, you don't really want to go through the pain in the ass of tracking down every account that got it wrong and taking that back, and you don't want to take away stuff from the players, right? That'll make people annoyed. So usually you'd probably just let them have it, just comp the rewards and move on, which is what they ultimately decided to do. So everybody be getting extra stuff.
Not me, I broke my streak again.
Sorry, I was just logging in and tapping through mine. I didn't grab my my refresh yet. I think it was
everyone make sure you remember to log in, please.
Yes, everybody go log in. I just logged in. Apparently day 6 was like 8 St. Quartzes.
Yeah, I get none of that. But it's okay, I have a credit card.
Well, and it was the returning master bonus. It was the extra spice.
Yeah.
I still have to be very careful though with my logins and stuff because I need to make sure not to tap the receive all because there's still 400 EXPs lurking in my present box.
Actually, that's something I should be working on, now that I think about it. I still haven't touched mine at all. Like, I have not been in a big FGO mood recently after the big 4-hour streams. Because in case you missed it, as Megan mentioned earlier, we did stream for 4 hours last week, and I was on that FGO rank up grind the entire 4 hours basically. So I was a little after that, so I haven't necessarily touched it much, but I should probably get back to it. It's been about a week now.
Yeah, I've been logging in and since the event dropped like a couple days ago. I've been logging in and chipping away at story, but I've talked about this. I don't have a lot of enthusiasm for reruns usually at this point. It's been 5.5 years. It's a little hard to get super enthusiastic about them. But there's a lot of mana prisms in the rerun for this one, if you did all the stuff from last time, and I do need those mana prisms because I would like some more second archive space for reasons I've just illustrated. But yeah, so let's move on from that pro tip segment, letting you know that you can just collect those rewards if you didn't miss out on them. You can dig them out of your present box.
Yay.
So, speaking of our stream last time, Records of the Throne, in case you missed it, for me, I did obtain Muramasa. Took me, 4 spins? I think it was 4 spins. 5 spins? Something like that. I went from, 360 down to, 200 something. On my GSSR, I got Maid Altar, which was a brand new, it's still not an AoE assassin. It's the meme continues, but it wasn't a repeat. So, and it's a summer unit I never got, so that's cool. And also, while I was rolling for Muramasa, I got my first ever Daeon, and yes, no, that was that. It's remarkable how long some old school 4-stars have dodged me, whereas...
Yeah, no, that shook me to my core.
During that mission, that spree on tickets anyway, I did also get my... I don't know, it's gotta be 8th or 9th Emiya regular.
I remember the salt about this, yes.
Yes, wrong one. But yeah, that guy's been NP5 for a long time and is a regular source of mana prisms, so it's funny how stats work out. But thanks to the aforementioned 1 more billion EXPs, I have protected all those smiles. It was real easy.
On my end, we're basically pulling the same energy as Omega here. I did get my Muramasa on my first ticket. Unfortunately, tickets was not the first thing I fucking spent, though. Let's see here. I believe I spent... It was either 270 or 300 quartz. I can't remember the exact number. It was somewhere in that. But I did a lot of spins. I really didn't get much. I believe I got a couple rare prisms out of them, but please forgive me if I can't remember who those prisms used to be.
Listen, you did your rolls on stream. People can check. But I was hemming and hawing, and people were just like, "Oh, just do tickets." I'm like, "Okay, fine." And one ticket, pull it out, boom, Muramasa. I'm just like, just I'm not sure where to direct my anger, But as I probably saw on stream, I believe I got him up to 666, and Smile Protected, all that good stuff. And also, on stream, GSSR, I got an MP3 Ilya, which is not my worst pick, but is my second worst pick, as there was many other things on that banner that I wanted / didn't have. Come on, why do you elude me so much? Stop it. Hard to get.
She is playing hard to get. Or either that, or she feels like she can't be as asked to bother.
Column A, column B. Alright, but we will scooch along to... Did you finish your master missions? Very simple this week. You need to perform 30 FP summons, defeat 3 king servants, defeat 15 demonic enemies, defeat 20, then 40 enemies, which are not servants or certain story bosses, and then get 3 skill gems or statues through drops. So probably farm your dailies most of all for this if you want to get anything at all, and otherwise track down your lucky panel missions, which are going on. But I believe if you want to definitely hit those king and demonic servants, I think I think the pun is that it's the shaped isle in Septum. Anyway, it's the island in Septum. You know the one. Hopefully you remember that one. That has the king and demonic traits you can wrap up pretty quick with a few loops, and then just remember to do your FP summons. It is an event. You can sometimes catch up on CEs that way, so it's just a good time, and that'll take care of that one for you. Oh, and someone does have a guide for the lucky panel missions out there. It's true.
Solid.
Yeah, so they linked it in our Patreon chat. Let me see. The easiest one. Oh, okay, so this is good for me to know. I usually just yell at people to go fight Mahanaga to get super large, because, you want eggs. Or you can just beat basically anywhere in LB2. But Washington in America has super giants as well. Is that Spriggans? Are Spriggans giants? I feel like we can still do them normally, but then it's just, mostly they're recommending dailies or Orleans Jura. That's because it's got Martha. She's a good one for luck A+ if you're ever hunting. Oh, and you need to defeat 3 Japanese servants as well, with the human attribute. So that's just Dufuyuki. Okay. This is good. This is on the Fate Grand Order fandom wiki, and it's tied to the Happy New Year US event, so you should be able to find it pretty good there. People at home. It's a fun time. Alright. So, let us then actually do our singular Skelegram. There's 1 gram of Skelly. It's pretty simple. It's for NA, for, English and North America servers. No new news out of JP so far. They appear to still be letting the Lost Belt stew. I'm pretty sure they will at some point have something, because, again, the Part 2 isn't supposed to be until late January, but for now they seem to be just letting people ride on New Year's banners, logins, and stuff. But for us over here, we've got the Saber Wars 2 rerun. I believe I mentioned this last week that this should be up first. Saber Wars 2, The Beginning of Space Light, goes from the 5th until the 18th, so you got a decent window here. It's a rerun time, baby, so as I pointed out earlier, you can get a lot of mana prisms. This is your second time doing this event, because there was a Mystic Code and all the command codes and stuff. All those turn into extra mana prisms, so you can catch up on all that. And if you don't have the cool Mystic Code and some of the other stuff, you can get them. Captain Chaldea, it's pretty fun. We do have at least 1 bit of new contento, though, which is Munenori got a rank up. So his evade skill Suigetsu is now buffed. It now gives him 50 to 100% crit up for 1 turn, as well as buffing his attack and giving him an evade.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty standard big boy 1-turn crit buff, but it's a good one. Should help his damage be a little more consistent there.
Listen, one turn's all you need sometimes.
I mean, if the unit is designed that way, it sure do work like that. I think all of Muramasa's buffs that matter are except his art's up on his NP or 1 turn anyway, so it's very similar. You get 1 really, really big bonkaless turn. And of course, it's not a Saber Wars 2, episode without a Space Ishtar and Jane banner rerun. Your second go on your Space Ishtar chance and your Janes. I've thrown a couple tickets at this. I really don't want to spend quartz, because Little Big Tengu's not that far away, but I do have NP 4 Jane. I got this, 1 opportunity to round out that 5. It's very tempting, chat. But yeah, as I've said, I am poking the rerun occasionally. I don't know how in-depth we'll get, because it's not like I gotta worry about a rerun welfare servant, but there are some missions and stuff to gather. It's always fun to get extra, EXP CEs and regular EXPs and stuff. Not that I really need EXPs, because I've still got a shitload of the big ones. Yeah, I mean, they kind of did with some of the master missions. Sorry, somebody in Patreon chat said that it's sad that Muramasa's not event servant. I should make sure to clarify for the people who are watching the audio or video later. I'm not watching the show live. Support us on Patreon, 10 and up level. Every week. Show live. But yeah, I think it actually would have been appropriate. Then they didn't bring back the thing that every Saber gets a buff in this one, right? That was only in the first one. I think there's a smaller event list. So yeah, it's kind of sad that I feel like, given the tone of Saber Wars 2, and the fact that Muramasa is a Saber, it would be pretty funny. It's like how they usually put the Anniversary Servant in the summer lineup, even though they aren't part of the summer event. Just incentivize you. Yes, I'm going to chat later, but that'd have been cute. It's not really needed. And I get to flex my support list with all my grailed Rins, but, we out here. We having fun.
Omega, did we get the fucking, Delightful Kamari?
Yeah. The social media banner should have got in. I don't think that was, a specific day you had to log in.
I have to double check. I can't remember if I got it or not. Now it's bugging me.
But we did definitely hit the social media goal and got it the other day, but that should... Oh, well, it does say scheduled distribution is only 1 day, so you might have missed it. That seems kind of a bummer to do just a 1-day distribution on a social media gift.
Yeah. Because that's...
Also, not gonna knock at, 20 million QP. That's a decent amount. This is why we usually try and do this show to, let people know about deadlines and stuff, though obviously that has just started. But yeah, I think it would have been the day before maintenance. That's also kind of annoying now that I think about that. Because there was a maintenance for Saber Wars.
Because I did try to log in a couple days ago, but I got blocked by maintenance. Then I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thanks, game. Now I want to play you less.
Well, with that out of the way, I don't think there's anything else going on that's really worry about for a while. So, other than if you want to get that sweet completion on that rerun mission. Seeing as I just cleared the King one also, by the way, by doing some event farming, I think you can pick up a few of these with the event as well. So I'm going to do my FP summons, and then I'm going to be done for the week.
Not in the mood, Boss Hunter. Really not.
I have actually seen some people taking advantage of the proper, returning master and new master bonus. Some people coming back, some people going out.
Mm-hmm.
It's time. People consider these things. For the week done. Let's put that down. But yeah, that's basically the news. And again, we don't really have any announcements on the JP side about anything. As far as I know, let me go check, Fate Go JP. But I'm pretty sure it's just New Year's happened and continue to wait for more, heckin' Lost Belt news. Let me see. Translate English. Oh, they published a new tips. Yeah, no, it seems the same. Though I do want to point out to our patrons, this is the image that JP selected to tell you about the fact that you have a special backdrop in my room. I guess the tips are just about all the filters they got going on. No, okay. Sorry, I was just translating something. So, I think the only thing that I don't think we'd mentioned before that came up, it was announced on the special TV project, was that they had 0 AP to kind of, through all of Part 6 to kind of catch you up. They said that they are extending that through the 31st of January because they want to make sure you're catching up to do the Lost Belt. But yeah, JP News, fairly bare bones.
Alright then, well I guess that's everything, so let us move on to this week's Let's Talk FGO Mailbag. Yay! The segment where we read what you have to say and comment accordingly. This week we have a lovely, lovely number 10. As I expected, because I actually posted it at a reasonable time.
Sorry, my brain's just thinking of the number 10.
So, without further ado, let us get through them. The first one comes from Not Enough Quartz for This, The Eternal Struggle. They say, no question this week, just sending good vibes and wishing you well this in the new year. Wah 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 wah. Keep up the great work, y'all are one of the highlights of my week. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you guys.
Oh,
you guys are the highlights of us when we get these messages. And that, I'm gonna be real, this is the kind of reason why we still do the show, like, week after week after week kind of a style. Not just in the sense that, like, we're so depressed if you guys didn't like us, but, like, this is a very lean show this week. If you guys don't come at us with the stuff like, oh, you're the highlight of my week, I would probably be just like, hey, you want to just skip the week? But people are sending in their mail, they're happy to see us, to hear us. So we'll keep bringing you the waves, the signals, the vibes.
Mm-hmm. So, let us move on. This next one comes from Swords Are Cool, yo. Yes, swords are indeed cool. They say, Happy New Year, and hope the brownies were good, Lucky. They were. They really were. I think I just literally had a sugar overdose, though. They're fucking brownies. I like sweets, but I don't usually, bend sweets, and unfortunately, when you make a fucking 9x9 fucking pan of brownies, I'm gonna eat, half of it in one sitting. I do not have self-control.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making a personal pan of brownies, yeah, no.
But they go on to say, Lysangle has made most of the requested servants playable after releasing the Russian Yorokobe Shonen. So who do you think will be the next big servant to release that many people are looking forward to seeing in this game? I.e., Gatia, Tiamat, or my personal hope, Galad? Well, unfortunately, I'm not entirely, I'm not in the end with Lost Belt 7. But I do know a couple things, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people jonesing for El Presidente, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that seems like one that, the first one and the last one, let's put it that way. Those seem like those are probably our next super big story releases that are coming.
Tiamat, Tiamat's probably something like an anniversary servant, if I had to guess.
Yeah, or some other, special circumstance. Honestly, if we were still doing brand new servants for millions of downloads, I feel like instead, Lysangle now does the probably more reasonable thing where they bring back popular servants who've already had banners. But if we were still doing brand new servants for millions of downloads, I'd say something like that, like a milestone, an anniversary. But yeah, big story stuff. I don't know. I mean, I guess Tiamat could end up being a New Year's 1 year, but not this year, obviously.
Oh, that's that. Let us keep moving. This next one comes from, oh no, I might have gotten addicted to damage bonus again. Yeah. I like big numbers. Question. Does having one copy of someone have any impact on wanting other versions of that same character? Like, say, a Buki and Summer Buki. Maybe not for Lucky, since he sounds like he already got a Buki already. Just finished listening to the Thanksgiving Let's Talk you guys did. Have been super behind on movies, shows, podcasts, etc. And only recently finished Himbo Kyo. Excuse me, Heian Kyo. Kentucky is kind of a himbo. Anyways, how were the brownies? Delicious. I'm glad people are remarking on the brownies, because it means people saw the little thing I read at the beginning. I always write something up there.
Yeah. There's always a Lucky comment. Doesn't always get brought up.
But I'm happy. And truthfully, not... For me, if I like a servant enough to roll for them, I'm generally down to clown with rolling any version of them. Like, we mentioned Ibuki and Summer Ibuki. Like, when Summer Ibuki came out, I didn't have an Ibuki at that time. But I already knew that I was committed to rolling for Ibuki, and therefore, Summer Ibuki. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna roll for Fairy Knights as well. And if next year, or excuse me, this year, which I'm pretty sure they are, I feel like it's in, I see it in the stars, I see the sign, we're probably gonna have a Summer Fairy Knight. At least one. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm gonna roll for that.
People were so ready for, even though it wasn't, she hadn't actually been out, people were already like, oh, Summer's late this year, Summer Morgan. Like, no, it's been like 2 weeks. Hold on. Maybe by this year. They do say it takes them about a year turnaround time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think I kind of feel similar. Usually when I know that a character exists, I am committed to rolling them. And then the game is like, hey, here's another version of that character. And I'm like, damn. You know, it was like, you know.
New SSR Young Archibald. God damn it.
Just take off the mustache.
So we watched a bunch of, I can't remember his actual name. I just remember Pro ZD.
Yeah, you could say Pro ZD.
Yeah, Pro ZD's stuff. And I'm just like, I need the story about, you know, the Dragon King and Archibald here. There's shit happening here.
Yeah. I drug up the compilation where they have everything in chronological.
Oh shit, I had one monster left. What the fuck? Secret monster drink. Let's fucking go.
A surprise present to Lucky.
Yeah, no, I was kicking my empty monster box, except it wasn't empty, and a fucking monster just came rolling down. I'm just like, oh.
I think that is relatively how it's... I know because he made a video about how to actually say his name.
See, now I don't want to say it, because he made a video on how to say it, and if I don't say it right, I mean, I didn't watch the video. And that outs me. I never want to be outed. Don't out me.
I will not out Lucky.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, to get back to the point we were talking about, this mailbag question was, when I'm down to clown for a character, I'm down to clown, right? Like, I know that I, you know, like Rin and the show Ishtar, and I'm like, okay, I'll roll Ishtar. And then they're like, Summer Ishtar. I'm like, cool. Well, she's a welfare. It doesn't matter. And then later that year, it was like, Aresh. And I'm like, sick. Keep him coming. Remember, there's a time where we didn't know whether or not Aresh would be playable. It took us 3 Christmases to get there. So that just kind of flows. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Has there ever been a character I got like a one version of that I'm like, I want the regular? Not really. Probably that's because of my terrible gosh darned luck with Summers. Usually I'm gunning for Summer units because I want the Summer version of somebody, and I, you know, may or may not get them. I don't get a lot of, like, splash damage on Summers. So yeah, I read in reverse order. Somebody booted up Payday 2, and I was like, wait a minute. No, it wasn't Lucky.
It wasn't me.
Not yet, anyway. But yes, that is all I have to say to that mailbag.
And that's all you have to say. I'm gonna move on. This next one comes from Muniz turning into what's-his-face from Batman with half his face disfigured. Probably thinking about Two-Face. Yeah.
It's just Two in face.
Yeah.
She's not from America, so I guess I can understand the pop culture whiff, but he like a lot of old school comics villains, he has a very simple name. You were trying to remember Captain Boomerang.
Well, who knows? Maybe they, like I said, they probably didn't grow up, you know, with the DC Marvel. And, I mean, I lived on Batman the Animated Series as a kid, so, you know. Anyway. A question. Hello there, Omega and Lucky, and happy belated New Year's. Hope this year is blessed for all. What are some New Year's resolutions that you guys actually followed through with them and completed? I have one that I complete every year. Well, mostly every year. And that is, don't kill anybody.
Solid one? Yeah, you're trying to ask about previous years. I don't remember. What is linear time?
What's the statute of limitation on murder again?
Never.
Then never mind.
I see you mistyped that. Trying to go for that concern emote. Well, it depends on the degree, I guess. Premeditated murder is never. But yes, no. And as I said, to an attempt to answer the actual question, I don't... Sorry, chat is just full of Concernicus right now. Wow, so
No,
pretty old school.
listen. I didn't kill anybody. I just put a machete through the door. There's a difference. That was just intimidation.
But I don't really... I'm trying to say this and not sound weird, but I'll say it anyway. Like, I don't really, necessarily remember how specific years went. If you tell me what happened in a year, I can probably figure out, like, what I was doing. But if you wanted me to randomly pull up, like, hey, what did you think about 2019? I would have to be like, which one was 2019 again? What happened that year? What video games came out? What FGO events was that one? It all just kind of blurs together.
So, with that though, let us keep going. This next one comes from Crastinator has vanquished the beer virus. Thanks for the energy, everyone. And in process, sharpened his soul into a sword. I'm feeling a little inspired. If you don't have enough juice, feel free to skip. I don't have the juice, my dude. I'm sorry.
Listen, you had the juice to type this, which is good because it's an Unlimited Blade Works joke, but they did the thing where they changed it.
Solid work though. Very nice. Very nice.
Sorry, that was me shivering. It's getting cold again.
Oh,
it was
it's
warm
getting
for a
cold.
little bit, and now it's dropping down.
So this next one comes from the Snake Goddess refuses to come home. Hello, Lucky and Omega. What kind of brownies did you make? I hunger. The brownies I made were Ghirardelli triple chocolate brownies. When I occasionally pick up a box when I go to Costco, you can get like the big fucking like big pack of like 6 package of like brownie mix, and they're really easy to make. Like it's just a third vegetable oil, a third water, a single egg, mix it all up, pour it in the mix that shit up really, really, really good. Really good. Grease up a 9x9 pan, throw it in the oven, 325 degrees or 350, I can't remember. For, 50 minutes to an hour. Boom.
Sounds all right.
Great.
Triple chocolate, that sounds decadent.
It was decadent.
Rich.
I'm also very bad about letting things cool. It's like, the instructions are like, make sure it's fully cool before cutting. I was like, no. I put that shit hot and scalding in my mouth.
I mean, depending on the type of thing you're baking, the cooling is necessary for, like, structure and not, like, melting other stuff. But if it's just brownies, it's not like... Were they iced brownies? Did you add anything when they were out of the oven?
Nah,
then just fucking put it in your mouth, man.
Mm-hmm. It burned. It burned so good.
Yeah, that's me with anything hot. It's like, I want to put this in my mouth already. I don't care that I get burned. Hot cocoa? Who cares? Hot French fry? The boiling grease makes it taste better. Guys, let's say the French fry. Anyway, here you go, brownies.
Brownies.
Oh, fucking A, cookies. Yeah, somebody in Patron Chat just said cookies. Yeah, no.
Oh god, hot cookies are, How dare.
That's when the cookie is the bestest.
It is the bestest. But, let's see where we here we are. So, here we are again. King of Apples, who sucks at bingo. Question. As we inch closer to the past Backstreet Boys reunion tour times, I don't know what I just said there. I'm just letting you all know. For JP, do you think that Lusinga will or won't do... What do you think Lusinga will or won't do different for us?
Well, we're already in the primo Backstreet Boys time. Because that was a couple of years, once again, speaking about how linear time keeps on slipping. Slipping into the future. Anyway, we can't do any kind of music reference in here without biting. We're terrible like that. But what I was saying before that, welcome to the most scatterbrained episode of Let's Talk FGO in a long time. Yeah, it is true. You can still catch the coof somewhere. But no, I think you've already seen what generally Lusinga will be doing for us in NA, which is mostly keeping the same schedule, but it does seem that they have tightened up a couple of places. They've maybe, added a couple of days to, like, one, campaign to rerun here to overlap with something else, and in general, where we would normally have gap weeks, it feels like over the past year or so, Lusinga has really been stepping up their game with, giving us extra little patch campaigns, little bridge campaigns to keep us going, Like, oh, it's Labor Day, here, have that. It's Halloween, back to school, Easter, whatever. They'll find some way to slurp us a couple of extra Saint Courts, get you some extra QP or EXPs or whatever, and just celebrate the login.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's generally do that. Yeah, and even now, especially over the past year, they've even tucked in a couple of extra summon banners that we've been missing out on, so that's probably what you're going to see. You might actually see a couple of extra summons. I feel like I haven't actually... Go ahead.
Also, now that we are, like, actually globally connected, like, we're not entirely sure how they might set up things so they better coincide with the JP side of things. Like, we've seen several times here that they will actually hold off on things or bring things back, and that will, make things line up nicely for both JP and EN. Like, think of Carnimus, for example. There's some other things. Oh yeah, like the, and the Gouda Goudas.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure some things are going to get switched around just
like
so they line up a lot better.
Did they do a rerun of Imaginary Scramble? No, it was added to main interlude, wasn't it? That's what they did.
Yes, and it was at the same time as that we got it, yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, if they are going to do a Little Big Tengu rerun before Lost Belt 7 Part 2 comes out, well, we'll probably find out in a couple weeks, because our first run of Little Big Tengu's coming up. And Lucky is correct. That is absolutely a thing they seem to be doing now, is not necessarily parity between servers, but, like, if one thing's happening over here in NA, they'll do something similar in JP, or if JP's bringing something new, because I think we actually got our Gouda Gouda, like, a couple of weeks earlier than we expected, because it just so happened to line up with what JP was doing,
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say before that was that, in general... Nope, lost it.
You lost it.
I lost it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm trying to think of that. I think it was related to Little Big Tengu anyway. In general, just though, my opinion is you've probably already seen how it's going to go. We'll tuck in a couple of extra things. We'll get some synergy between the two servers. They're not afraid to give us extra summon banners and quartzes and stuff. And overall, it's... because we have to accelerate everything 2 weeks anyway, you probably won't feel a lot of the same gap weeks for us in NA that you might have seen in JP and during this time. Because, again, everything has to move, like, 2 or 3 weeks up anyway. We've got the anniversary, which means you got to make sure some things happen before that. So we'll probably have a fairly decently tight one. Like I said, we're probably going to get, based on the timeline that I run through a couple weeks ago, I think it was, probably going to get Lost Belt 6 in a fairly good connection. Sorry, somebody in Patreon chat said might get part 1 and 2 of Elbow 6 together. I don't know for sure we'll do that, because obviously they want to separate the banners, but again, I think it might end up being a shorter cycle for us, because those are the banners anyway that need to happen before our anniversary, because they happen before JP's anniversary, and therefore we're part of the Lucky Bag clusterfuck, the GSSR nonsense. I am afraid to ask what the GSSR was like for... Okay, sorry about that slight cutoff there. The audio lagged out for a second. Don't really need to finish my GSSR comment, but we were talking about the different places we moved some stuff around. And you asked if one of the LB parts was short. I think 3 was shorter, but I believe it coincided with a moment in the story where you get, the map change, like the map freaks out and you get a different theme and stuff. So even if it's only a few chapters, it's still a thematic break. I don't know, though. As usual, people say a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff with Fate. It's hard to tell sometimes. You got to track down, specific interviews that people said. So I don't know for sure, but we'll see exactly how it shakes out. The primary thing, I think, because this person asked, what might Lysangle do different for us, probably be brand new summon banners. They seem to be a little bit better about pulling the trigger on some banners that haven't come out in a while. Aside from the fact that, it's fucking Gilgamesh and Skak every year. I think that's still in JP anyway, so...
Oh, they have limited 4-stars in their Japanese New Year. I didn't realize that.
Ah, okay, that's the one that comes in. That's neato.
Yeah, no, I just checked Twitter right quick, and apparently, Karen and Miyu are on Raid Up right now.
Oh, yeah, that's the regular New Year's banners. Yeah, they've got, yeah, that's right. I think I listed out the list last week. They got a 4-star paired with everybody, I think. I don't know, are they all limited? They might actually be all limited. I know one of them is Summer Neato. Still, diversity of banners,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what you can look forward for us.
So, let us move on. This next one comes from Bunny Girl is back, only to have her phone break. Don't swipe phones off counters. That sounds more like a cat. Are you sure you're not a cat girl? Hey guys, I haven't commented in a long time. I got Best Burb as my GSSR. Just want to say hi again, and may my MP6 Tamamo Lancer bless their rolls. You said that to spite me, didn't you? Didn't you?
I mean, I feel like for both of us, that's a slightly offensive comment. As a man who already has extra Tamamo Lancers he wasn't rolling for, what are you saying? I don't need any more NP Tamamo Lancers. Please. No more.
Throw down my new favorite sticker.
I'm just thinking of the fucking... I've seen this meme from season of Punisher, the Netflix Punisher going around. No, wait. Even though that show's several years old, people really getting into that meme. 2 more.
Is it 2 more?
Yes, and if you don't think it's 2 more, I think you might have missed somebody.
Oh no! Hang on, let me see here.
Our next one is from Agent. The previous one is one from Tyrant King.
Hang on here.
We have a lot of
I did this one. I did that one.
fucking disgusted stickers.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I found the one I missed.
You got it. It's okay, I was tracking.
Alright, this next one comes from the Tyrant King who's in prepping mode to protect the Genji servants from another Genji servant. Like the Genji must die or something. Question! Hey guys, so to give context to my question, this is gonna be long, ain't it?
We've had worse.
Yeah, but here's the thing. When you have to start your question with, like, here is context for my question, I'm just all like, this is gonna be long-winded to explain it, not as concise as it could be, isn't it? It's like, I love giving my fucking daily words, my daily fucking recommended value of word salad. Thank you.
Words. I don't know what that means from.
Okay. Hey guys, to give context to my question, I first got Semiramis and a ticket on our first rerun of JP. Then she took a lot of 80 packs to get her MP2 on NA for her first banner. The cycle has repeated itself to her latest banner as I YOLO'd into an MP4, then took 3 80 packs to do commitment rolls. Yeah, you can concise this and say, so guys, I roll a lot for Semiramis.
I mean, I feel like there is some concisement here that you could have done, because I'm not sure I understand this last one. So, you did YOLO NP4 and then did 380 packs for the 5? Is that what we're implying here? Okay. This could have been a little cleaner, but I get the basic gist of what's going on here.
Alright, anyway. So my question is, do you have a love-hate experience with a servant or an experience similar to this? Anyway, sorry for the long question. That's it for me. Sending you good vibes your way. Whoa. And hope you have a nice evening. Yeah, no, like, honestly, yeah. But anyway, if we're talking about love-hate relationship, yes, I hate myself every time I pull out my fucking credit card and burn my soul's fire.
I don't think that's quite what we meant by this, but sure. I mean, I also, well, not...
Listen, they say an experience similar to this. I'm pulling on that fucking thin thread there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not serious about it, but I literally did just do a joke about that time I rolled fucking NP3 Tama Lancer while I was trying to roll for Summer Mordred. One of my infamous, self-miss moments. Yes, a lot of people remember the 13 Raikos. Like, you got a lot of Lancer Raikos. What is it with the Summers, man? There have definitely been, like, moments where I've gotten a weird up on a banner, but I don't think I've ever gotten on a run. I mean, most of my servants aren't very high NP level anyway. I don't think I got a lot of runs of characters where I'm just like, no shit, I got a lot of you. I'm gonna try and go for more. Yeah, I had to wait for the rerun to go for, fucking...
Oh, shit, that's what I forgot to put in the fucking playlist. I forgot to put in the 12 Days of Payday.
Well, there's always next time.
There's always next time. Well, actually, I don't know if there's gonna be next time. Not until you get a fucking GPU.
I don't know if that would actually help, but it might. I don't actually... Like I said,
think
we're talking about Civ stuff. I don't know. I mean, more RAM would probably help. I don't know if it's entirely the memory, but trying to Steam Connect with Civ 6 is problematic. I know even Lost says that he also has weird problems sometimes. It's just... I don't understand why it requires so much juice.
It's doing a lot of thinking.
I guess the main problem was it had to play catch up with all the turns. I don't know if I managed to say this out loud, but I was getting like old notifications about fucking World Wonders when I was reconnecting, and it was like, hey, did you know that you missed this? I don't know if there was space for RAM. I probably have space for more RAM sticks in this machine.
On the machine, a lot of MOBOs come with 4 slots.
Yeah, Architect, that was it. I did end up just something happens, and it might be my internet. It's not a lot on my PC, but I do sometimes get weird disconnect issues, like on PS5 in the middle of the night. So I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, but I had a hard time catching up.
Sorry, I'm looking at Trigger. Trigger got some Cyberpunk goods out, and there's a fucking Lucy and Rebecca shirt. I'm like,
that's the shirt I'm thinking of. It's a pretty good shirt. I should consider ordering some Cyberpunk merch. I'm certainly out here standing Cyberpunk, even if I saw people making snarky comments about Cyberpunk winning Labor of Love at the Steam Awards.
Still think fucking Edge Runner should have won Best Adaptation. I don't see anyone cracking jokes over the fuck this come from?
Well, somebody posted the Here's Johnny earlier, so I assume it's about the machete combat. It's just fucking here's Lucky. Damn.
Someone needs to put like a machete just peeking up from the bottom, though.
I wasn't expecting it at all. I've been completely caught off guard on that one.
No, but I am going to finish my tangent, because I don't see anyone, making, cracking... It might be because I'm not in those circles, but I don't see anyone, like, really making, like, memes and stuff about Arcane or anything. Maybe if I was in more League of Legends circles, but, like, I'm, like... everywhere I still see fucking cyberpunk, edge runners, references and jokes and stuff.
Yeah, no, I still see them all, I see, different fan art and memes and whatever all the time. It might be a Circles thing, but even then, I think I do follow some people who think that Arcane was cool, but even then, it's just like, mostly it's just for like, hey, yeah, this thing looks really pretty and the music is good. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem to have the same, like, cultural vibes. Then again, that is Edge Runners for you. I heard some people, like, talk about how they had trouble watching it because it felt too real. It was too relatable, to have no health insurance and be pressured about school and fucking be bullied and other stuff. Cyberpunk, high tech, low life.
So now, now, last one, and it's usual. The man, the myth, the legend, Agent 418. I still don't know how you manage to get to the bottom every time.
Because Tyrant King's comment was 4 hours ago, and that's above it in my list.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's not like it's a membership thing, because it is very funny. We've got two people who are longtime channel members who are dovetailing this. They're bookending the comments, but I don't know. It's weird. YouTube, what are you doing to me?
But they say, hello, Lucky and Omega. May your journey to space be fun. Listen, I'm slightly terrified of space, if I'm going to be real.
Space.
It's very cold and dark and empty in space. Except when it's not cold, dark, and empty, but that whatever that usually is trying to kill you in some form or fashion.
That reminds me, there's a couple of videos I can remember for a future playlist or something. We will use the Watch Together feature again.
Yes, definitely that. I'm gonna make more people watch fucking cooking. It's very zen.
By the way, Lucky, the funny story, remember how we, off mic, we were talking about how we still see, like, Three Houses and Adoleth stuff? Just reading something. Somebody has some fucking Edelgard Byleth socks. I'm just like, haha.
Nice.
That's so correct.
Listen, Adoleth is my fucking OTP. Fight me.
I don't think the internet will fight you.
No, they won't.
But okay, that resolves Mailbag. Thanks for Mailbag as always, everybody. Love to hear from you. As I said, I'd hate to leave you guys hanging. So that means it's time for free talk. This will be, thankfully, fairly short, though. Hopefully not too short. I'd like to get this audio to last longer than an hour in its edited format. We are only at 56 minutes.
I should have halved harder.
It's okay. You're a little low energy today.
I'm very dead. Omega, I think I might need you to make a fucking thumbnail. I've been staring at this thing for fucking, like, this whole time. It's not happening.
Alright. I'll come up with something.
Thank you.
No problem. At the very least, the older school style of thumbnail is pretty easy to bang out. It's very basic. Some people like them. I think it's okay to bring it back occasionally, just for funnies, for funsies.
Funs.
What am I going to put in the corner, though? I'll think of that off screen. I won't...
Brownies.
Sure, I can make that gag work somehow. Alright, okay. So, actual things I've got in my notes about free talk. During the... whatchamacallit? Okay, Lucky found the socks. During the TV special, they did actually show a new trailer sequence for Strange Fake. The video is up now. I don't think it's like subbed or anything anywhere, but they did come out with a new trailer. It's pretty neato. It's showing a couple special scenes. The animation quality is really fucking high. If you haven't watched it, please go do. Looks like there's some great stuff in there, and it does end with the meme scene. The joke happens. Mm-hmm. But yeah, overall, just, even though it's only like a little teaser, it does... I can kind of see now probably why they were delayed. It does seem like there is a lot of production effort being put into this, which is good, obviously. But yes, very much extra juice. But that means it is now time for our usual, start of the month business stuff. New month means some new polls and things, explaining some stuff and some stuff. So we do have a Fanservant Friday for this month. I've put this one up. It is, once again, all writers, much like last month's was, mostly because I used several of the same ones because, it's a lot of, like, wintry New Year themes, new beginnings and stuff. For some reason, I always think about also, like, New Year's, new times, like, stars and star stuff as well. Maybe it's the fireworks, I don't know. But it's pretty much the same lineup as last time, so you've got Dead Moroz, Frau Gauden, Maria Oetker-Britzka, and to replace Vanagander, who won last time, I have added Pecos Bale! Yeehaw! Actually, I think I can legitimately say yeehaw, Chuckle Fucks. So, that only has 8 votes, so you should go vote in it if you can. Currently, Maria's winning with 50%, but everybody else is tied with 25, and Dead Moroz has No votes. I guess nobody wants to know about grandfather winner. But seriously, if you're a 5 and up patron, you can vote in this poll. It does actually shape our segments, and it's a good time. And I brought up the fact that it's only 8 votes because the fail portrayal poll for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stream is also up there, and it has 12 votes, so some of you are ready to do the funny there. I have also been kind of, it is a new year. It's time for new business plans. I've been debating some other stuff. Usually I take Thursday off to do extra stuff like the writing for tabletop or homebrew and stuff, or we catch up on, games that are not streamed, but I'm wondering about blocking out maybe one Thursday a month for another bonus stream, taking a poll from the patrons, incentivize more Patreoning. Because obviously your support on YouTube is really great, though once again I see those sub numbers slipping. It gives me anxiety. It's probably just robots, because they still be commenting on our videos and stuff. Luckily, YouTube is still pretty good at catching most of those, because they're really terrible robots. The comments you're missing on that YouTube catches is stuff like, free sex girl live now, double kiss emoji. It's, really shitty. And then there's a weird link in it. So I assume that's where some of the stopgap loss comes from. But YouTube is cool, and I love your support on like the memberships and stuff like that. Love to see donos and stuff during live stream, super chats, etc. Yeah, we've got all our different logins and stuff for things. I could work on my SEO, but I was just going to say to incentivize people to scooch over onto the Patreon, because obviously I appreciate all of you. Currently, Patreon says we have 53 patrons. Love you all. You're great. But that's usually a lot steadier money and a lot better cut because of the way Patreon divides stuff up versus YouTube. So I'm thinking about maybe like doing another $5 poll. Just be like, vote on a bonus stream that we do, or I do at least every month. Maybe sometimes Lucky will be there. I'm thinking about it. Let me know your thoughts. If that's a thing that would interest you. I could also probably do members-only polls and combine the results like I've done sometimes. Just, incentivize that interaction. Let's see. Okay, we're about an hour. I mean, we can obviously speculate on future stuff.
No, actually, did you actually watch the that new short they have for FGO? Ritsuko Fujimura doesn't understand.
I saw part of it, but I didn't get through all of it right away. I should go back. Where's that link?
You should. I found out that I don't think this is actually planned to be just a one-off. I think they're actually planning on doing more. And this actually has me very excited.
Yeah, it's very interesting. That's good. Yeah. Like I said, I watched a little bit of it. Didn't have time to sit down and get all of it. It was, I think, unofficially subbed currently.
Yeah, unofficially, yes.
So hopefully we can get some official releases.
Yes, I definitely would like some traction on that because I felt it. I literally minute for February, awesome. I literally felt it in my soul when at the beginning they're like, all right, we got this class, and this class, and Fujimura was just like, we're going with Berserkers, and I'm just like, yes,
yeah.
It's all like, I know this life. This is for me. This is for me. It's like I relate to this so hard, but no, it's like I really like the concept of the series, and I do want to see more of it. And I've always been a fan of little stuff like this.
Yeah, and it's got a variety of little art style stuff. And I remember the fucking Gordolf cooking joke.
I love gags like this.
Yeah, and that's very interesting. That if they've got plans for future miniseries stuff, that's good.
Well, that's the thing I like about like Japan's animation. They have no qualms about just being like, yeah, we'll just make like 10 3-minute shorts, and they'll pack a lot into the 3 minutes, so you don't feel like you necessarily lost anything.
Yeah, and definitely, especially now with digital distribution, though not always the case. I didn't even remember how the hell the old Agretsuko shorts were made, but that eventually turned into like a full-sized anime series. So I don't know if they'll go that route with Fujimura doesn't understand, but yeah. It's definitely the kind of a thing where the way animation is, you can grab stuff, and it was a manga, and yeah, so ANN, Anime News Network is reporting it is going to be a series.
Oh, it was a manga originally? I didn't know that. Neat.
Yeah, I think I remember it was a manga, but it's not. Fujimura doesn't understand as a manga. I don't think was as big as obviously Learning with Manga, because that's like published online regularly. And at least our community is very hyped for lots of the Epic of Remnant mangas and stuff.
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about picking up the Seraph one.
Yeah, but there's... Let me see, is it... Check and let me know, since we're on this topic. Is it just Seraph and Shimosa, or is there some more that I'm not remembering? I think there was there an Agartha manga? I know a couple of Part 1 stories were turned into manga. It is all the Epic of Remnant, okay. I will say, the ones I see posted the mostest is screen grabs from Seraph and from Shimosa. probably for reasons that they are generally the bestest.
As we like to say here in our Discord, the good shit.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that, because I don't think I brought this up on the show, I did see some people on the internet talking about a possible announcement for a Shimosa anime adaptation. I assume now that we have the TV project news, that was probably people were misunderstanding maybe some art and artist calls going around for the Samurai Remnant thing that premiered.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I know that the Shimosa manga is very good and popular, and we see the screen grabs every once in a while on our Discord. But yeah, so that's cool that Fujiwara doesn't understand. It's got a thing. It's good, and definitely with how integrated they are with everything, probably makes it easier to do those shorts and distribute them everywhere. Like I'm actually quite surprised it doesn't have an official sub out, because that feels like it's the easiest thing in the world to do when you own Funimation and Crunchyroll. And also, Lasenga and stuff, but
they might be waiting on a full release to actually bring it over, since the original run was for their New Year's special, which technically isn't over here. So
yes, and it was on TV, so it's a different sort of distribution.
Yeah.
We have gotten a lot of those TV specials, not always. Obviously, we know for a fact that Strange Fake, what was it, Whispers of Dawn, I think is the subtitle.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, anime subtitles. But the Strange Fake special is going to be simulcast over here, so they've, said that quite emphatically, both in Japan and over here, that it's going to be in both places at once. But usually these little specials we do often see delayed by a little bit. Like I think the episode 0 of Babylonia was delayed until about our anniversary. Some other specials have been shorter. They did eventually display to us, I think the first couple of shorts from Grand Carnival. Oh, I'm especially with this level of production value. Sorry, somebody in Patreon chat said Whispers of Dawn sounds like a prologue, so they'll be surprised if it doesn't get an announcement in it. I suspect it will end up being a full core. I'm gonna guess not a start of the year core, because we've missed the New Year's deadline, but maybe summer, maybe fall. Because it sounds like they're really going ham on the production value, and to do it for what will probably be a 20 or 30 minute single animated short. I guess it could be an hour, but I'm imagining the equivalent of a single episode of a TV series. That sounds like they're doing an Ep Zero, like I just mentioned they did for Babylonia, like they did for Case Files, right? So
yeah.
This seems like it's another build up to another long-term animation project, because actually I think that FGO doesn't have any other big animation projects on the horizon. We got through, the Babylonia anime series and the Solon movie. Both Camelot movies are out. I think there's 2 or 3 seasons of Grand Carnival. They're all finished. Those are all officially released. So I'm sure that Sony and Aniplex are looking at that hole in their wallet where all that money they spent to buy FGO and found Lasenga is going, and are like, there's some multimedia we could be doing here. So
well, honestly, to be fair, they are coming out with a new Fate game.
True.
So
though
they might be putting that in
with KT.
Yeah, but we also still have Studios BB's Fate Extra still in the works, and somewhere out in the fucking sphere of this universe, somewhere is Extella 2.
Yeah,
somewhere,
right up there with the second part of the Tsukihime remake.
Yeah,
it's terrible and awesome. Not to mention, I'm legitimately these days I am wondering when we will either get the announcement, especially with how well Mahoyo sold. I am waiting for the announcement of the original Fate Stay Night in English, or Natsu announces he's going to rewrite Fate Stay Night. I can't. The man is a workaholic. I think we figured out.
We can get away with writing Fate Stay Night right now. It's so ingrained. Like Tsukihime, that has definitely a cult following and whatnot, but. I think Fate Stay Night is something that's more in the, what's the word I want to use? Limelight? In the spotlight?
It's true, and it definitely, unlike Tsukihime, Fate Stay Night got solid, mainstream is probably a good one.
Thank you, yeah.
Fate Stay Night did get solid, expansive adaptations that cover the whole story, Say what you will about what the Dean anime adaptation of the original Fate Root did. It was still fairly to the point and got everything across.
I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually do a remake of Fate Stay Night, that route.
Yes.
But,
UFO Table is busy with some other Fate related tie-in projects right now, but I also would not... assuming that that's not like some kind of weird rights issue because Dean already made it, and even then, you can solve everything with money. But I think a lot of people were really wondering if they would not actually go back and animate Fate again. I'm also very interested, will we doing... Yeah, there should be a Mahoyo adaptation coming. I don't know if that, or Eisenflugel, whatever it was. I think that was the right word. If that one comes out first, but I know UFO Table, I think, is working on both those. Yeah, Mahoyo movie later this year. It's a new year, we got new stuff to look forward to. Let me see. I'm thinking in my brain. Right. I was also going to bring up another thing that doesn't get brought up a lot, even though it's kind of important to the canon, is Hollow Ataraxia.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fan disc, so it was supposed to be like a, hey, we sold a lot of Fate Stay Night, here's a cute little prologue thing, but obviously, in the greater context, it is a very well-acknowledged prologue, because, there's some design notes from, Medusa and her sisters in that game. Bazette is originally from a Hollow Ataraxia, Karen is originally from Hollow Ataraxia, Angra, as he appears in FGO, is originally from Hollow Ataraxia. Obviously, and, various Fate roots, he appeared in his giant goop form. So, there's definitely a lot to acknowledge. And I don't know, you could probably get away with FSN with just an official global release to kind of get it out there. I don't know if Nasu has anything he wants to redo about Fate Stay Night, and the versions that are popularly known with Fate Stay Night are the versions that were released on the PS2 that have all of the explicit stuff taken out. It's either alluded to or because Nasu had to rewrite it to be around the all ages version. It's true, there were some routes they kind of cut out of Fate Stay Night. We have an episode about that somewhere in the background. Because when we talked about this, we brought this up. Nasu has, I believe, said in interviews, at least from when I did my research on that episode, the routes that were supposed to be, about Ilya or about Shinji, those weren't cut out for time. Those were scrapped, and some of their plot points were salvaged into different routes. For instance, the alleged Ilya route was supposed to be of a similar start to the Heaven's Feel side, and then go kind of its own way, but it didn't, so things that happened anyway in Heaven's Feel were gonna happen in that route anyway, right? So, it's an interesting proposition. But yeah, no, obviously we're in kind of a, the big boy now time for Mahoyo, but again, Fate's always really big. I'm kind of wondering when they'll snap it back around. But yeah, it does, to go to the original point we started on this particular tangent with, Strange Fake, that is definitely one where I am betting that it will turn into a series, and, I would lose money if it won't, but I would 100% bet down on that, because it just seems appropriate, right? Putting all this production value out, you've got all this hype, why would you not, just turn it into a series? It obviously can't be the whole thing, because Strange Fake still isn't done, as far as I know. But, there's enough of it out that you could, turn a singular story arc into, probably a couple volumes of the light novels, turn it into a... Sorry, I yawned there. Turn it into a full core worth of series.
Mm-hmm.
And then be like, if you want to know more, buy these light novels, except if you're international, because fuck you. That would be the doorbuster announcement, I think, is if Fate Stay Night actually translated a fucking light novel series. We'll know when we fucking made it, when Type Moon and whatever publishers they work with can finally find somebody to fucking print that shit in English.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's kind of a pain in the ass, but, print on demand exists. Somebody can figure it out. You've got a whole shitload of money to throw at this one. But, people at home, go ahead and drop in the comments what your thoughts about Fate animation are. Do you think we'll get a Fate route, redo in animation format? Do you think Strange Fake will be a whole series? Let us know. I am genuinely curious how people are feeling about these things, I get to catch up. Sorry, somebody posted some Tinkaton art in Art Dump. I'm going to have to fire that one up. But yes, with that tangent about some anime stuff out there, as Lucky did bring up, if you guys haven't seen it, you can find fan subs of Fujimaru Doesn't Understand or Fujimaru Doesn't Get It. I've seen it translated some ways as out there on YouTube. You can check it out. If you want to catch up, I'll have to make sure to get back and watch through all of it. But I think that is everything. We've gone for about an hour 15, Short show, but like I said, short news week. So if there's nothing else to add, we can probably go ahead and turn it into the outro. Creaky neck. Okay. Alright. Time for the outro. It goes a little something like this. If you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to give us a like. If you liked it, smash that like button, as they say. Obviously, if you have any comments that I just alluded to, leave those in the comment section down below. You can also join our Discord that we keep talking about. Link is in the video description and on our channel page. Join our Discord. You can talk about all kinds of things there. Hang out with the lads and the ladettes. Post things you're doing. Rolls, videos, whatever. Find links. It's cool. The Discord is cool, y'all. But don't tell them I said that. I don't want the Discord to get an overinflated head. You can also subscribe to our channel. If you subscribe that and they're not already subscribed, that would give Omega great joy for you to sub to us to get more of this show, more of our other weekly podcast action and streams, and also, bonus videos we do. If you haven't checked out Wanted Muramasa, go do so. You can find it on our channel. It was uploaded last week. We also have a Wanted Space Estro that I did, a while back when the first version of the event was. If you want to hear me fucking lose my mind about figuring out the Astarte line, so check that one out. I think it was a good one. And if you're subbed, you can get more of those as they come out. You can also join our channel memberships. Click the join button or the link in the description. Get access to membership badges and emotes. You can use those membership badges and emotes in live chats and comments and on community pages like Mailbag. Neat. And like I said at the front of the show, you can support us on Patreon. Get access to episodes early in audio format for as little as $1 a month or approximately $10 a year. It's a new year. It's a great time to sub for a year's worth of Studio Omega on Patreon. Higher levels, you can vote in polls like that Fanservant Friday poll. And at our highest tiers, you can listen to this show get made live every week, and also lots of other stuff. Sorry, the live watching patrons are being demented with gifts again.
They do that sometimes.
Yeah, like I said, if you support us at a high enough level, you too can get in on that, and you can at least see the gifts, not in real time. Well, actually, even in real time, you just won't have any context at any level because you can access the patron only channel of our Discord at any patron tier. But it's a fun time. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll scooch out of your hair. Like I said, if you want more of us, be sure to check out last week's episode. It was live streamed for about 4 hours. And also check out our other show, What's Up with Omega and Lucky. It'll be live the same day that this episode comes out live to everybody. When it debuts in a normal sense, we live stream What's Up. Lucky will be playing a game.
I'm not sure what.
But it will happen. So
it will be a game. Someone will probably die.
And that's all she wrote, folks. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope you guys end up having a great 2023, and we'll see how it goes. That's it for me. Good night, y'all.
Good night, everyone. Take care.